Alright guys, hello, welcome back to another one of my first Disney video. In this video I'm going to be talking about weapons. Lastly we saw about Python, how Python is useful for Witch Descendant, but in this video I'm going to be talking about last gun. No, this is literally a gun for mob farming. It does not go well with others. This is also another gun for mob farming, because if the mob have a shield, it will proclaim a bombard. Let's look at this gun, Greg's Reverse. It starts with 20% critical. It has 7.14% attributes triggered and weak point damage 2x, critical hits damage 2x. This gun is pretty OP, trust me. If you work on it, this gun huge damage. Okay, bombard trigger rate 30%, additional damage 100%, bombardment count 3. That means it does literally 300% the firearm damage if the enemy have shield. So this does not work on certain mobs, but this is good. This one drops like huge damage. I have seen the explosions. Okay, now this is the only thing. This is totally for mob farming. You can use it on the intercept fights too, but I'm not sure about the trigger rate though, because with max shield, so probably it may do good damage at the front starting if the boss have a high shield. If it doesn't work. It's also good for killing the small ones. You know, when a boss spawns some small mobs, they will have like a full shield though. This is good for them. This is literally good. Now the next one I'm going to be talking about is, I can talk about this rifle because it depends on certain skills, but that's not the one I'm going to talk about. This is also, I can talk about this is a beam rifle. It literally frosts, but this is good for mob farming as well. Now the one thing I'm planning on farming is Enduring Legacy. This is my plan. This gun is literally good for fire. The reason is, this gun starts with 20% crit rate, 1.7% critical damage. Weak point damage is low. You see, compared to Greg, this one does not give weak point hit damage. Greg is literally better and higher compared to that. Okay, unique ability. On hitting the enemy, it gives a quenching. It will like stack a debuff, and that debuff duration is 0.4 second. You may wonder, what the fuck, what are we going to do with this 0.4 second? So that means while you're shooting, you will have like minus 5% at the quenching, but per stock it will get minus 8%. So it's like 30 stock. So it's like 38%, 16, 24%. You will have 24% less fire damage, fire resistance. This is good for most of the boss fights, but against certain boss with high fire resistance, this may be a little bit useless. But when you did that, they will be burning. When they are burning, you will do 7% additional firearm attack damage. So this is good for certain characters, and yes, you may have guessed it right. This is very useful for Descendant with fire ability. That goes to starting with Epic. Epic does fire damage, but it does not burn. This is a fire damage. This burns enemies, so that means you use this once and this skill literally stacks burn with 100%, 115 continuous skill damage. It burns for 3 seconds. So you know what that means? Yes, you abuse the skill and you do higher damage. The duration, look at the duration, is 17 seconds. Skill power modifier increased to 20%. So when you use this gun with this guy, you really do insane damage. And that's not the only thing. He have a special module that instead of increases the skill power, you see the skill power modification increase? Instead of increasing skill power, it will increase weapon attack. Let me show you that model. Yes, this one. Overclock no longer increase skill power but increases firearm attack instead. So you know what this means? Yes, this means you can abuse that skill and you can have literally double fire attack. Literally double. When I mean double, yes. When you have this, you will do more fire damage, and not only fire damage, you will also burn. And when you burn, you will get 7%, and plus with him, you will do more firearm attack, plus 20% firearm attack. Not just anything, just 20. Literally, instead of skill damage, it goes to firearm attack. So you get 27% increased firearm attack damage. That is huge. Okay, that is huge. Now, as we were looking at the descendants, who is the next? There's 2 more fire descendants, by the way. This is not the only one. There's 2 more descended with fire. And yes, that is Blair. Blair.
So, what's my role? Cook
This one,
or arsonist?
it literally does less damage, but it will keep on burning them, stacking flame. This one is huge, like continuous damage, but during this you cannot shoot. So you know that means the skill does not go well with this, because that weapon duration is 0.4, and this one is on the other hand, you can cast this and it will leave a trail on the ground. So that means you use this skill under the boss and you use this skill and you burn the flames, and that will increase more. So practically that weapon is more suitable for leaping than Blair. Well, if you're a risk taker, go close to the boss and do it under its feet. You can totally play
So,
it.
what's my role?
But there is another one.
Cook?
It's Enzimo.
You don't build reputation.
He can have 5 stacks of this, and each one does 300 damage, and you can increase it like huge. But once again, the boss have to stand up. So my guess is you keep on shooting and you point them and you explode them. Point them, explode them. Okay, explosion range is 3 meters. So that's it. You keep on shooting and you put the bomb and it will explode. I'm not sure if this will take time to explode, but oh, this can be attached on the enemy, so that means you can just simply keep on shooting once you get like 30 stack, and you can just farm it and you can do damage. Same goes for this one. I think this one literally detonates it. So what you do is stack 5 bombs on them, and you literally shoot when you have the stack and you explode them. It will go fly. Damage increase per bomb is insane. It's 25%, max increase is 5%. So literally you stick this on a boss 5 times and while you shoot and remove their fire resistance and explode them, it will do a ton of damage. This is a guided landmine that you put this and it will detect the enemy and explode on them. This is also insane damage. You put this on the ground and you keep on shooting. This one is insane damage, but unfortunately it does not how can I say, it does not go well with that weapon, but it's an increased damage. This skill gives you madness, which increase the firearm attack by 20%. So you use this skill and you keep on shooting, you will do literally 25%. Now this one, when the shield is depleted, he will drop a bomb. But you see this one, it has 30-second cooldown. He have a module that drops a bomb whenever you evade. Explosive evade. Spawns a guided landmine when rolling. So you know what that means? He will drop a guided landmine whenever he rolls. So all you have to do is shoot, 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 roll, shoot, 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 roll, shoot, shoot, shoot. You don't even have to use a skill. You don't even get any mana reduced. Detonating an attached bomb creates an additional explosive at the detonator location. Okay. So it literally boosts the... Alright people, that's the end of the Fire Descendants.
What do you get when you mix water and
Olympic Blair Zim Fire Descendants. And that's the end of this one. And the next one we're going to be covering up a more OP. It's a secret weapon that nobody knows.